Hello, and welcome to another episode of Keep It Moving Podcast. I am your host, Novelty. Joining me today, as always, is the What It Do Man.
What it do?
There you go. Somebody actually likes that.
Thank you. Because you act like there's something wrong with it. I'm just saying, hey, people, like what's going on. It's another way of saying what's going on, but a cooler way of saying what's going on. Because, I'm from the streets. So that's how we talk, What it do?
It's some kids sitting here listening to the show, thinking,
no, this show is not for kids.
He over here, mama and daddy listen.
Oh, is that what it
that
is?
Old man think he cool.
Oh, I'm definitely cool. I'm probably the coolest, to be quite honest. The coolest.
You the foolest.
Listen to you hating for no reason.
How was your weekend? Or week?
It's me. It's always the same. I don't have no. I forgot. I had a granny story because I went and visited her, and she's special.
Yes, we can tell.
She is very special, and usually by the time I leave, or maybe 2 or 3 times during the visit, she always says, I think I told you that I should secretly record our conversation because we could be rich. So she believes that she's a comedian.
So have you done it?
No, because I know the backlash that would come if she found out that I was actually recording, because she don't understand. She has trouble with a remote control. So when I say I'm paying her light bill or something like that on my phone, she's like, now how did you do that? I'm like, I'm doing it online. On the line? Like she don't
on the line.
Yeah, she called it on the line. And so I know she gonna be fussing. I ain't got time for that, because all I hear is her fussing about everybody else, but I'm her favorite. So I'm not going to have her fussing at me when she can fuss about other people.
You know you her favorite. She might be fussing about you to everybody else.
She don't like them. And usually when I visit, we really have a good time. We're always laughing and just cracking jokes or whatever. So I know, based on I told you one of the last times I went, one of my aunts was there, and she was just like, I can't wait for her to leave. She did not want her to be she's just over here trying to see what you bought from the grocery store so she can steal my groceries. That's just her attitude towards everybody else. But with me, she get her inquiry, she get her examiner. I bring it. So she I'm her favorite because I'm always looking out for her, and that's one thing that she does remember.
That's
so
good.
We always have a good time. But I had a story. I should have wrote it down. That's what I normally do. Write at least the topic down of what she was talking about. But I totally forgot. I'm sorry, people.
You cannot forget your granny stories. You really can't.
I'm sorry. Because soon as she said it, I'm like, this is going to make the show. And I forgot to write it down.
And watch, he'll remember it after.
Yeah, probably.
So, are you ready for Christmas?
As ready as I'm gonna get. You know me. I don't usually, for holidays, for the most part, I get away from everybody and just do my own thing.
He's so boring, y'all.
It's not about being boring. It's about holidays for a lot of people. I know it's about being around family and having a good time. And sometimes when I am around family, I do feel that, and I enjoy it. But always deep down, there's a part of me that just doesn't want to be here, at the event, not in the world. And that's good to know. At the event, because with me losing my mom and then losing my father, it's a sad time for me, and I feel like I have to placate for other people and put on this facade so that people don't constantly ask me, "Oh, are you okay? What's wrong with you?" I'm just let me be. I'm cool, but I just want to have this moment to myself, and a lot of people don't understand that. And I don't knock people who want to be around family. Right. That's just not my thing.
You're right. A lot of people don't understand it because I've invited you to Christmas dinner
every year.
12 years now, 13 years. No, actually, probably a little longer, 14 years. And every year I get, that ain't going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Or you don't know me by now. So.
And you still keep doing it,
and I'm gonna do it.
I don't hate on you.
One of us die. So
I don't hate on it, but I know
I know you ain't gonna come, but you ought to know I'm gonna ask every year,
and so that I don't judge you about it.
So as usual, of course, you are always welcome to Christmas dinner and any festivities that we're having.
It's gonna be at your mom's this year.
Oh yes, as usual, when we gonna act a fool.
I believe it.
Hey, I believe in the 3 F's: food, fun, and family.
Right on.
We only do it twice a year, so
4th of July and Christmas.
Yep.
Right on.
So
I've definitely been to several
4th of July, and you know how we get. We get a little loose.
Always a good time.
Well, we get a lot of loose. So
Don't say we.
No, they get a lot of loose.
Your family and me.
I get as loose as I'm gonna get. I'm sorry.
And you always talking about how you, it's my birthday month, so I drink from the first to the end of the month, and you don't do nothing.
I really did. I used to, and I will. It's the open window for me to drink. So I will drink a little something. But no, I actually, my 30th, I spent the whole month drunk. Literally. I don't remember.
Now that part's not good.
You know, I spent the whole
you don't have to get drunk.
But it was because everybody kept saying on your 30th birthday, you got to let us get you drunk. And that's how it started. And I was like, okay, fine. When I turn 30, everybody can get me drunk. And for some reason, everybody remembered that. And it was like every night, what you doing? Come on, let's go. I'm like, really, dude? I got to go to work in the morning. You young, let's go.
Right. And then you're at that age where you could.
I could do it.
Yes, you could do it. Like now, well, especially you, because you don't drink. I'm sure you have a glass of wine. It's like you got to call in the next.
Well, I don't have to call in, but I can't drive home. I can tell you that much. So, but yeah, when I was 30, it was no big deal. I could do a 24, 48-hour day, and it wouldn't bother me. Now, after about 12 hours, I'm like, y'all, where my bed at? And you know I take naps.
I know you take naps. You come to several parties I've thrown and took a nap. We always expected it.
I just disappeared for a couple hours. I come back.
That's why, you did come back. That's why we always considered you like the elder.
Is that how I got the elder title? Because I sure would. I'm taking my nap. Come on back.
You was the only one. Everybody else out partying and kicking it. But there you are. Old nap time. But it's all good.
But anywho, I finished up my Christmas shopping today.
Okay.
Had to go get my final gifts. It's hard to shop. I had 3 goddaughters and 1 godson. And it was always hard for me to shop for my godson because when he hit like 4, his gifts became expensive. Video games. Yeah. And gaming systems. Yeah. Little girl, you can buy her a Barbie doll for $10 up until she's 10, 15 years old.
You probably still got some Barbie dolls.
I sure do. Anywho, we're not talking about me. We're talking about the kids. So I'm used to buying for little girls, and I can always come up with all kinds of different little stuff for little girls. But just trying to buy for little boys is so hard. My nephew,
especially one that you already know is into like technology,
right? Yeah. My 9-year-old nephew wanted video games, of course. So I was like, okay, well, I'll get him a video game, and then I made him write lists for Santa when they were over my house. Now, of course, my 9-year-old is like, I'm crazy. I don't believe in Santa Claus until the elf on the shelf moved.
Yeah.
And he couldn't figure out how the alarm was on, but yet and still the elf on the shelf was in a different position when he got up in the morning. He didn't understand that. So you made him re-believe.
Yeah,
he's kind of questioning his disbelief.
Right on.
But so I got him one of the things he wanted on his Christmas list. That he wrote to Santa, and then I was gonna get him the video game. I was actually gonna get him both, but come to find out, my sister went and bought it already. So I'm like, okay, what do I get him? And she said, well, he wants a Hatchimal real bad. And I'm like, okay, I'll go get him a Hatchimal. And I'm looking at these Hatchimals, and they pink and blue, and you don't know if you get a boy or a girl. Now
those are like the eggs that hatch. Are you kidding me? Like. He wanted
that. He's been wanting one for a while. And so I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, now for people who have children that that don't care about colors and all that, that's fine, to each his own. Right. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it, but I know my nephew. He is not getting ready to play with nothing pink. That's just him. He's not going to do it.
So if you get you said the eggs are blue and pink?
No, it's one egg and you don't know what's in it.
Okay.
And it could be blue, it could be pink, it could be purple, or a black, I think.
Black.
And I'm like, so I'm asking my sister, so what if it comes out pink? And she's like, girl, I don't know. I think this is just stupid, but he keeps asking for it. And she said, And he's been asking for it for over a year. And she said, that's the only reason. I'm like, finally, I might as well let's get him one. And so I said, just put him on the phone. He old enough. He don't believe in Santa Claus. No way. He's grown. Put him on the phone. So I asked him, I said, now what happens if you get a pink one? He says, I'll give it to my little brother.
He gonna make his younger brother play with.
Hatchimals are not cheap.
Are they not?
Normally they $50.
Nope.
And I got his on sale for $40, but still, I'm like, for you to give it to your little brother,
$40.
Yes.
Nope.
So, but I went on and bought it, and I'm like, please God, let this be blue or black. Let this be something he'll play with.
But if not, then it's gonna be something the little brother can play with. But he still got his Hatchimal.
Right.
He still got to watch it.
He gets to watch it hatch,
and go through the process.
But he ain't gonna nurture it, so he don't need no baby.
Oh, there's something to do after that.
Yeah, you're supposed to nurture them and all kind of. It's all kind of stuff you're supposed to do with these. And I'm like,
I don't need no toy I gotta take care of.
I'm like, and these are little kids.
Yes.
They ain't gonna take care of it.
Right.
That's why I got an off switch.
I was satisfied with my little green army man. And I could cut them up. I can chew on them. I can put them in the dirt. I can do whatever I want to. And 9 times out of 10, they still survive.
Well, if you put this Hatchimal in the dirt, it's not gonna survive.
I ain't got time for that.
So I got him that, and then I went out and I got Jackson, my youngest nephew stuff, and so I'm shopping, and these people are wondering what I'm doing. So I'm going around the store. Okay, I need an apple, I need an orange, I need a banana. So, and then I'm like, I can't find just one carrot. Carrots come in a bag of like 15, 20. I'm like, I just need one carrot. And
you can probably go to the farmer's market for something like that.
I don't even know if they open this time of year.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I don't know if they open. But so this one lady says, what are you cooking?
It's a very strange order.
I said, I'm not cooking anything. This was my nephew's, the 4-year-old's, his Christmas list. He wanted an orange, an apple, a banana, a carrot, a peppermint, a candy cane, and some candy. That's what he wanted for Christmas. Mm-hmm. Oh, and a ball.
Okay, did you get the ball?
I got the ball.
Okay, what kind of ball?
Just a little tiny soccer ball. I get him. He loves balls.
Like plush or like that soft material or like plastic?
It's plastic, but it's plush inside. So it's like the soccer ball material wrapped around something soft.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a ball, but like I think for his birthday, I bought him a basketball. For Christmas last year, I got him a football. He loves balls. He's going to be the one to go run, play.
Yeah, you said he's the one that's more active.
Yeah, he's more active. And then my older nephew, he going to sit in front.
He going to be like me. He going to be on YouTube. He's going to be making his own YouTube videos, creating his own programs. He's going
to be the one.
I see computer science in his future.
That's what I see. Because he ain't never getting off that couch
or that computer.
So, and that's just what those are their personalities. But this one loves that kind of stuff. So we were trying to find him some of those skates that you kind of clip onto your shoes and you put on the back of your heels. So, but they was all sold out of those. So I might get him some after Christmas.
Right on.
He 4.
And you can still say Merry Christmas. I'm sure he not going.
Yeah, he ain't going. He don't get it. He's 4.
Yeah.
He doesn't really understand. Like before he went to school, Santa was the devil. He didn't want to be nowhere near a Santa Claus. Santa Claus came near him.
He was scared?
He would scream, yell. Oh yeah, Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny. No, if you in a costume, don't come near him. Okay. And he would scream. And then he goes to school.
His antenna were up. And he was like stranger danger.
Yes, big time. And then he went to school one day and he came home and he said, Grandmother, I want to go see Santa Claus. And so she took him to go see Santa Claus. And then she comes back to the house. And my mama has all her black Santas everywhere. Mm-hmm. And my nephew says, Grandmother, your Santas are dirty.
Oh my God.
So my mama has made it her mission to find a black Santa Claus. Right on. She's like, nope, this is not happening. She said, he's black like you. And she got on the phone immediately and started calling around town looking for a black Santa Claus. She said, you going to see black Santa? And she hasn't been able to find any. And she lives out in a white neighborhood.
Yeah,
and I'm
you're definitely not going to find none out there.
Find any black Santa Claus. I said, you better dress up as one. She said, I just might. So, We gonna see how Christmas go because Black Santa is showing up at Christmas.
You still doing your? Oh, really?
Well, Mrs. Claus always comes.
And you doing your little reindeer thing, your fake reindeer thing.
It's
a goat. It's a goat uniform, not a goat. Moose. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know because I don't know if the boys will be there. I don't know if I'm gonna go as early in the morning because normally I go right after the sun comes up. I drive over there in pajamas.
Okay.
And I try to get over there before everybody wakes up. That way, when they wake up, we can do Christmas together. But my little brother, I know him well. He'll be in St. Louis Christmas morning. He claims he'll be here 2 days before, but he'll be in St. Louis Christmas morning talking about I'm on my way.
And that's 4 hours away.
Yeah. And so he won't be there. And then, of course, my sister doesn't live there anymore. So it'll just be me and my mom. And I don't think she cares about my moose. And I'll be burning up by the time they get there trying to come out of my moose. So
that's a no.
I'm doubting it. But I'll throw it in the car just in case. But I'm doubting it.
Right on.
So anywho, I'm all ready now. Tomorrow, I rap.
Oh, yeah.
Turn on my Christmas music and sit and listen to the
You should play our old Christmas CD.
Oh, y'all haven't made one in a long time.
It's been a long time. We had 2009. What was it? 2009.
It was only either 2.
It was like 2009 and I think 2010.
Yeah, and then y'all got lazy.
Yeah, because we sung all the songs we knew.
Make up songs. The way y'all make up songs around here.
We even made up a song.
Y'all need to make up a few more. And you can have your niece and your brother come and play with you too.
Who?
Your niece and your brother.
Oh yeah.
She might enjoy that.
That was so much fun. You want to go caroling?
Caroling,
like singing Christmas songs.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Where?
Outside.
I understand that part, but where outside?
Oh, okay. You can choose a place
because we can't go caroling in the hood.
Because you think we're gonna get shot?
If you knock on the wrong person's door, yes.
You know what? Even in like white neighborhoods nowadays, you can get shot. Shot. Like that one kid that asked for directions, and the guy answered the door and was shooting at him or whatever. So, you know what? Let's not do that.
That don't even sound fun anymore.
We can make a caroling like CD. Put that on live.
I sing background.
Right on.
Y'all won't be able to hear me, but I sing background.
Lord have mercy. You know that defeats the purpose, right?
I sing background. I don't want y'all to.
You said y'all won't be able to hear me.
I don't want to mess up the CD. I am 100% aware I sing like my mama. Believe you me, I wish I was wrong, but I sing like my mama.
Your mama can't sing?
Oh, Lord, no. Oh, Lord, no. And she called me every year trying to sing happy birthday.
Oh, you just take it.
I grit my teeth and just, okay.
Thank you. Mama. Right on.
A lot of times she calls with her significant other. She won't just say boyfriend. Her significant other. A lot of times they both call me. And I'm like, okay, at least you got somebody to drown you out. But anywho, mommy, if you're listening, I love you. Anywho, so you got a babe for me today?
I do. This week we are honoring, what is her original name? Not her original name. I didn't even write it down.
For shame.
Yeah. And I still have the article. For some reason I didn't.
You got old people brain this week.
It ain't just this week. It's this year. But anyway, her name is, she's a social media star and crayon case creator, Raynell Stewart, aka Supercent. And I had never really heard of her until Black Friday. And like she was all on social media because during Black Friday, I guess her crayon case sold, she made over $1 million in sales in 2 hours. And so, and she's black. Okay. And so like, that's what's up.
It sure is. What's special about the crayon case?
It's a makeup case. It's a makeup case, but it looks like it has like Crayola colors. Okay. And it looks like a Crayola crayon case. Okay. I think that's,
where the crayon case came from.
And I feel like I was hearing about her before, like Black Friday, where there was some type of legal situation going on. But I think she clearly she
probably
won.
Crayola seeing she stole her name. They name.
Yeah,
I can see
but
that.
She won. So
Evidently.
And she's out here selling and making moves. Anyway, Raynell Stewart, aka Supercent, her and Jessica Dupart, who is the owner of Kaleidoscope Hair Products. they hosted their first hashtag NOLA Christmas toy giveaway at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And they ended up collecting in 1 hour 5,019 toys for needy children. And I think Hong Kong had a Guinness World Record of 3,000 toys in an hour. So they ended up breaking that record.
Wow.
Clearly they had to be advertising this, and I don't know if they were going to break the record or it just happened to happen. But going, I'm sure you haven't heard of her.
No,
I don't really know too much about her, but the fact that she's out here making boss moves, and then not just the fact that she made $1 million in sales in under an hour selling her product, but then putting that back into or trying to help the community and not forgetting, the community,
right?
Which a lot of people can't do.
Like
they make their money, they get notoriety, they get fame, and then they forget about the little people who helped them get to where they were. And it seems like she's trying her best not to forget her people, right? And so I could appreciate that. Not
to forget her struggle.
Yes,
that's it. Her struggle.
So wow. I'm actually I need to go and look her up, see if she has YouTube, look at her social media, because she seems like she's down to earth. She seems like she's for the people and someone I would like to support.
Yeah, and that sounds like a black business I would love to support.
So shout out to Raynell Stewart, aka Super Cent.
Woohoo! All right. Now for the bad news. I don't even know if we should even call this bad news. This fool, and y'all got to know who I'm talking about right now, the orange one.
They know.
So the House and the Senate came together, came to an agreement on how to keep the government funded. I'm sure everybody knows this by now. And it did not support that dang on border wall. He agrees to this, says he's going to sign the bill. House and the Senate, do they vote? Send it up to him. In between the House and the Senate doing their vote and getting it to him, he starts watching Fox News and whatever other conservative idiot talking about this is a mistake, yada, yada, yada. You giving up on your signature campaign promise, da, 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 da. You're giving in. This makes you look weak. You're horrible. And of course, as I'm hearing this, I'm going, he's going to renege. Watch, he's not going to sign it. I knew he wasn't going to sign it. And of course, this idiot doesn't sign it. And he says, let the government shut down. Now, remember, though, right before that, he said, if the government shuts down, he was taking responsibility. He would shut the government down.
Yeah, because he wanted his wall. And that was that whole little publicity stunt with him in the White House meeting with Nancy Pelosi and Schumer.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was adamant about it, and they kept telling his ass, "You
don't have the votes.
You're not getting that
Period.
wall, or you're not getting funding for that wall."
Right? You don't have the votes. It's that simple. And he just he was gonna give in, and this is what I got a problem with: Rush Limbaugh and what's that white lady?
Which one?
Not one of his support, not the people who speak for him, but that one I cannot think of her name now.
She young or she old?
She a blonde, and I think she old, but she not Coulter? Old. That chick Coulter? Right there. Both talking so bad about him. Wait, for people who don't understand, Ann Coulter got money. She a little rich white girl. Well, she an old rich white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Rush Limbaugh is an old rich white man. These people got money. They do not work for the government. Shutting down the government for them does not bother them. It's not going to
affect them. And then it gives them other things to talk about because this is the topic.
But yet and still, the people who get up and go to work for this government every single day, who are living check to check, now, the Friday before Christmas, they don't know when their next check is coming in. And this could be a while. This is not one of those things that is just going to go away where they're going to find a middle ground. They want to keep saying the Democrats are the problem. Well, yeah, I guess to be truthfully honest, yeah, the Democrats are the problem. It's not the Democrats in Congress that are the problem. It's the Democrats who put those people in Congress that are the problem because we don't want that wall.
No, yes.
We don't want to pay for it. Period. The people, the Democrats in Congress fighting against it are doing what their constituents want them to do. They're doing their job.
And the fact that you ran on this campaign promise of Mexico is going to pay for the wall.
Hello.
That should be the problem. And that's what the GOP should be seeing as well. You said Mexico is going to pay for this wall. Now, all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, you started to shift in that.
And now you want since the Mexican president said, no, we're not going to pay for this wall.
They said it time and time, even when he was running, he was campaigning. Yes. They kept coming out.
The moment he opened his mouth and said it,
Mexico ain't paying for that damn wall. We don't care about that.
And then not only that, the problem is for anybody who doesn't understand immigration, let me explain something to you. The wall is not going to stop the problem. One, because you can go over a wall, you can go under a wall, and you can't build a wall across the ocean.
Right.
So they can come in through any area where there's water. They can get through. So that's number one. You can't stop it that way. But the second problem is the majority of the people that are in this country are illegally, did not cross the border illegally. They crossed the border legally. They came over here and under a student visa or just any kind of other visa, a work visa, whatever, and they've overextended their stay. And now they are illegal. Mm-hmm. They didn't come over here illegally. So do we need border protection? Yes. It's not a Democrat in the world that's going to sit there and say, no, we don't need nobody watching the border. Yes, we need border protection. But we don't need a wall. I'm sorry, this is not 18th century kings and queens who built walls around their castles to keep everybody in.
That's what they're acting like. That's what we're acting like.
There is enough stuff that separates one person from the next person. We don't need walls. I don't have a wall around my front yard. I got one around my back because I got a dog. But I don't have one around my front yard. This is how you get to know your neighbors. Mm-hmm. I'd like to get to know my neighbors at the southern border, unless you're going to put a wall up there around Canada too. But we're not doing that.
No,
because evidently it ain't a problem. It doesn't
fit the narrative of his stance on like Latin Hispanic
basically
immigrants.
It ain't brown people.
Yes.
It ain't people of color.
Right.
So
and did you see the GoFundMe that was started and raised? I think it was up to 11 million the last time I checked.
Then let them pay for the wall.
Your people can pay for the wall.
Yeah, let them if y'all want a wall that dang on.
But I don't want my tax dollars going for that bullshit.
If they want to pay for it, I'm not paying for that wall. And if they do get enough money to pay for it, they need to keep on funding that GoFundMe because they're going to need to be the ones to keep it up too. Because I don't want to pay 1 cent for that wall. Mm-hmm. Now I'll pay for extra security personnel down there. I'll pay for, and not just down there, everywhere.
Right. I
will pay for border security, Homeland Security. I'm kind of funny about Homeland Security. We got to do some changes there, and ICE and all of that. But I don't mind.
Yeah, especially looking at
security for this
the tactics of ICE.
Yes.
Once this administration took charge. No, it's a no for me.
It's like
no.
So that kind of stuff. But I mean, paying for the security of this country, yes. But putting a wall between one country and the next, hell no. And then on top of that, Mexico has already said if we build a wall down there, it is going to cause flooding, massive flooding on their side, and they will sue the crap out of us, which they'll be able to because it's our wall. But now it ain't a wall; it's slats. That's supposed to make us feel better, I guess. Because it ain't a real wall. You can see through
it. Can water get through
it? Yeah.
Okay.
It's slats. I guess that'll keep the flooding from happening. But anywho.
Another thing that happened like locally in Kansas after the midterm elections, we saw the influx of Democrats. We got a Democratic senator. We got a Democratic governor here in Kansas, which that totally surprised me. Kansas is changing. But another thing that happened is Senator Dinah Sykes and Representative Stephanie Clayton, both moderate Johnson County Republicans, said a few weeks ago that they are becoming Democrats.
Whoa.
And that they are too joining another Senator, Barbara Boyer, who left the Republican Party early in December. So this month, there's been 3 Republicans in Congress or local Congress that have switched parties to become crazy. Democrat. Me personally, seeing all the the Republican Party looks like shit right now.
They do,
especially because in my mind, your silence regarding everything that's going on with this particular administration and the president of the United States, with him posing as a Republican, taking your party down, and you not saying anything, or you being in support of him, that goes against, to me, America. That goes against American values. That goes against what we stand for. And like, you have to speak up, because the people, as we saw in the midterm elections, are starting to speak up, because all the countless protests people have against this administration should show you that we don't like this. And so for you to be silent and not say anything, then to me, that means that you are in support of it.
But it's not only the people that say we don't like this. The thing is, can you honestly, as a human being, say you're okay with this? This man is okay with letting the king of Saudi Arabia kill a reporter.
A reporter, yeah, because of his
stance
on the media.
Well,
and then also his business dealings with Saudi Arabia.
It's about money. He specifically sat there and said, "Well, if he's gonna keep our oil prices down, we gonna keep on. We not gonna say nothing. We gonna let him do what he want to do." That's not okay to me.
Yes,
wrong
and with
wrong.
Congress not stepping up and saying this is not okay.
Wrong is wrong,
and not just saying it in letter form, but actually doing something
about it.
Putting some fire behind your words. Then you're looking like you're non-existent at this point, and I just cannot wait. Like, I was getting pissed off with the fact that the House, approved, $5.7 billion for his wall or whatever, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought we had the House, but that hadn't started yet. And so it got me so excited about what's to come. And I'm sure they try to push that through, now, because Republicans hold the House and the Senate. But that's about to change.
That's the whole thing. They know they won't be able to do it in January. Mm-hmm. What's that, 8 days away, 10 days away? They will not be able to do it. They know that. And I think that's why Ann Coulter and Rush Limbaugh started speaking, because they wanted him to try to force the issue.
Yeah,
but now all you did was got him to put a whole bunch of people out of work. A bunch of people who need their paycheck.
And some people who
these people are
still have to work but won't get paid or aren't getting paid.
Right. And you think these people are actually going to side with you when people who don't want this wall don't want this wall. You putting them out of work is not going to change that. People who do want this wall. Putting them out of work ain't going to do nothing but piss them off. So why would you put American people in the middle of this? I really, truly believe that one of the first acts of Congress when they come back in session is to remove the ability for the government to shut down and stop paying employees. The budgets need to be approved years in advance.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, we've had this conversation at least 4 or 5 times this year.
It's usually a bargaining tool. Nobody wants to be the one to shut down the government. But since Obama, Congress has acted like we can do it whenever we want to. Forget the people. All we care about is the person in that seat. That's all anybody cares about. And it's like, okay, 8 years of Obama was bad enough. Or it wasn't quite 8. It was like 6 years of them trying to stop all of his policies because he was a black man. Mm-hmm. And now getting ready to go through the same thing not because he's a white man, but because he's an idiot. This man wants to do things that are just not in sync with what this country says it is, what this country claims it wants to be, and what the people of this country want it to be.
The majority of the people,
right? The
in
majority
this country,
of the people want it to be,
because some people just don't care. They just
some people love the way that we've done things throughout history, but the majority of this country is not proud of what what America has stood for and what it has done throughout history, and they want to change that. Mm-hmm. And those people that love it are the people who have been in control, and those are the people who are making all the money, and we the ones all screwed. So, right. But anywho. And then Mattis quit.
Is that his name? Ain't it like Mattis?
Yes.
Yeah.
General Mattis.
General, yes.
Yeah. He quit.
Resigned.
And he quit. He was mad. I mean, he was mad pulling out of Syria. And of course, Putin is happy that we pulling out of Syria.
Right.
Now, they're not really talking about that, but I picked up on that. Putin's very happy that we are pulling out of Syria.
Was it Syria or Yemen? I feel like it was Syria. Okay, yeah.
So he's pulling us out, which is the one thing he claims that he's always claimed Obama started ISIS because he pulled troops out too soon, which I can kind of see the logic in that. You pull troops out too soon, then everybody's going to fight for the head. And basically that's what ISIS is, a bunch of groups fighting for who's going to be in control. And so if that's what started it, and you know that, why would you make the same mistake? To me, if you looked at it that way, then Obama made a mistake. You are purposely doing it now.
Yes.
And when you do it at this point, and your number one man
is supporting it.
No. Your number one man is against it. And
Who is it? Oh, you talking about as far as
Mattis?
Mattis? Okay, I thought you about Putin. I'm like, Putin, that's his number one man.
But the man who's in charge of your military is telling you, no, this is a mistake. And you like, no, we doing it anyway. And then he quits, and you got an attitude about it. You mad because his letter came out? What did you think it was going to stay quiet? What job do you think you hold right now?
Well, you know, some jobs, they don't share what you wrote on your exit interview.
Not this job. You are the president of the United States. You wanted to be in this job. Everything you do is our business.
But my issue, though, is that Mattis went along with some of the other shenanigans that Trump wanted him to. And so, to me, I understand him, like, them butting heads, and him realizing that at this point, we can't reason. We can't see eye to eye. I can't help fix you, and so I'm out of here. But then that just leaves room for the next unqualified person to come and step into the seat, because that's what Trump does. He gets unqualified people. It'll probably be the janitor that he met like 45 years ago, and he wants him to hold this position. Hopefully there are rules in place to where you have to be.
It's gonna be the janitor at Fox News.
Well, probably. Hopefully, you know, there are rules in place where it has to be someone with military experience, military background. And, you know, I doubt it, because that's just not how he chooses people.
Well, the thing is, those rules I don't think are in place because
nobody's was dumb
ever
enough.
had to use. I mean, it's like nobody has ever had to tell you before that you can't run for office and run the voting department too at the same time.
You in charge of the election
because
that you in.
It's just dumb for you to think you can do that. And every loophole they can find, these old white men are jumping through every loophole they can find right now so they can stay in control. Guess what, y'all? You're old and you're white and you're men. You going away. This country is not old white men anymore. America does not look like that anymore. Give it up. Move on. You want a country of old white men? All of y'all can get on y'all's old white planes and go on over to it's an island over there someplace. They want to put them. There's a group of oppressed people. I wish I could remember the names of them right now. Watch, I'm gonna remember the names, and we gonna put them in the comments. But there's this group of oppressed people they want to put on this island, and this island is very difficult to get to, and they don't know what happens on this island. They don't know what's gonna happen if a tsunami or anything hits. But because these are people of color, and they don't want them on their island, on the big island, they're gonna ship them off to a little island. If y'all don't like us that much, then get y'all's little butts on a boat, a plane, whatever, and find your own island.
Are you talking about the North Sentinel Island? Like about the story that came out with that?
The Maoris?
That I don't know. But did you hear about that story where the Christian guy, John Chow, went to this island that's like it's illegal to go there?
Oh, no.
He decided he wanted to save these people and introduce them to Jesus.
Let me tell you, how you know they don't know Jesus already? How you know that? What makes you so smart?
He didn't know. I don't think he knew. Look, I mean, I don't know if he had an interpreter with him, someone to tell him or give him intel about these people.
Okay, let me say this. Y'all Jehovah's Witnesses, y'all number one, because y'all always knocking on somebody's door. But
they usually they knock on your door and then they ask you.
I'm telling you now, stop forcing your God on other people. That's not it ain't no place in your Bible that says God said force me on everybody else.
Not force, but you are supposed to go and share and spread the gospel.
The word. You can spread your gospel to people who want to hear it. But do not force your gospel on other people.
What if you don't know that you want to hear it?
That's why he's dead right now.
Well,
They told him not to go over there. He
and it
went
was
over
illegal,
there anyway.
Illegal to go there. That's the thing. It was illegal.
God sending me. God did not send you over there to talk to them people, because God can tell them people. This is God we talking about. If he want them people to know him, he knows how to tell them people who he
especially
is.
Thinking about when at one point, if you go by the Bible, at one point where everybody spoke the same language, and then he shook that up.
Right.
And separated into different languages.
But everybody knew God. At least one person that spoke that language knew God.
So that would lead me to believe that they know something.
They know a God. They know something. What they know is not your job to change, especially when people are telling you not to go over there because they're going to kill you.
It's dangerous.
They told him they will kill you.
It's not only dangerous for you, it was dangerous for them.
Right.
Because they've been separated from people for so long.
And what makes you think that, well, God's going to put a bubble around me and take any germs from me so I can go see them?
Well, I heard that, based on the story that I heard, that, God did allow a warning shot. And they end up shooting an arrow through his Bible, and then
right.
But he came back.
He kept going back.
Like the cat came back. You remember that little story we used to hear in elementary?
No, but I remember that that Christian. It's not a verse; it's a saying. The man standing on top of the roof, it's flooding, and he says, "God, please come save me." A little man in the boat come by, and he don't get on the boat. No, God gonna come save me. Mm-hmm. Second man in the boat come by. No, God gonna come save me. Third man come, he keep going, and God finally, he says, "God, why don't you save me?" He says, "I done sent 3 boats. Why didn't you get in?" Come on, people, have some common sense. And what else bothers me is, I'm sorry, I love my black people, but if I hear one more black person say, "God gonna fix it," I think I'm gonna hurt y'all. Gonna fix it. I mean, period. I'm gonna hurt you people, especially when it comes to politics. I don't vote because God gonna take care of it.
Okay, yeah, you got that, like that statement. You have to give context because I'm a firm believer that God's gonna fix it. He's gonna make a way.
He gonna make a way.
It doesn't mean that he's going to come down and do it.
Well, no, but does that mean he's gonna make a way without you doing nothing?
No, faith without works.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's that they forget the works.
Yeah.
So God gonna fix it. Look, God allowed black people to spend 400 years in slavery. If he allowed that to happen, he ain't gonna come down here because this fool's president and fix it. He's gonna make a way for you to fix it. So get up off your lazy butt and do something. That's what I'm just tired of hearing that. I am a firm believer in God. And
right.
I know by experience, when it gets to something that I can't do, I let it go.
Right.
And let God have it.
Exactly.
I let it go. And I pray and I move on. Because you have to. That's all you can do. At
that point, that's all you can do.
When you've done everything you
exhausted
can,
your resources.
Then you let God, and he always makes a way.
Yep.
Let me be down to my last dollar. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this.
All of a sudden you get
I can do. And
you get a phone call or a check. Yeah.
I find money in a pocket.
Yep.
It's like, oh, thank God.
That's happened several times for me.
He always makes a way. But that's when I've exhausted everything that I've tried to do, that I have to do, when I've done what I can.
Right.
Not just sitting on my butt. So here this man, he gonna go do what he can. But God told him, just like that little boat, he sent that arrow. Don't go over there. Mm-hmm. And the man kept going. Well, hey, I'm sorry. They talking about going over there to find his body. I wouldn't go over there and find his body.
Well, and
I wouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. Because I feel like it's going to get to the point where then they start trying to invade this island, where these people are over there doing their own thing. They didn't ask this man to come over there. They didn't know they didn't invite him.
And here's the other thing.
That's frustrating.
What happens is he goes over there. Say he got over there successfully. He has his camera. He meets the villagers. He takes pictures. He makes friends, yada, yada, yada. He brings it back. He's over there truly trying to spread the word of God. I mean, what he was doing is not necessarily a bad thing.
Which nobody is, I don't think, questioning that.
Okay,
we understand you had a good motive, a good heart.
You had a good reason. Yeah. What you were trying to do is good. But you get over there, you come back, and somebody says, ooh, Look at that plot of land right there.
Yeah.
We could
or they
build
noticed
there.
something in the background like that, like some minerals or something like that.
We could
and so
take
now
that. And
they are
now,
in even more danger.
Boom. White
Because now
people
you're trying to colonize this place.
And there we go. Colonize. And that's how it happened over here in America. That's how it happened in
everywhere.
In Africa, everywhere.
And then what do you think
take.
people would be saying if he went over there and then infected them with something because
Right,
he's
and
immunized?
killed off the tribe.
They're not. And now this whole island of people is wiped out.
Because you're going to spread the word of God. Then you got atheists saying, see, that's what happened. Just stop trying to you cannot force your religion on anybody else. You believe what you believe, but you got to let people believe what they believe and come into their own. And their relationship with God is their relationship with God. And if God don't like it, well, God will say something. I'm a firm believer in, I don't have to say it. I don't speak for God. I don't have to say anything about it. I don't have to warn you. I don't have nothing. God can handle his own better than I can.
Right.
So anywho, I'm moving on now. So how would you feel if you got a new job and you took your check down to the bank happy, I'm getting paid. And you get down there and the lady's looking at your check funny, flipping it over, asking you questions, and all of a sudden you like, I just want to cash my check. You won't cash my check? I'll go to another bank and get my check cashed. Take your check, get out to the parking lot, you arrested. And you ask the police, well, what's going on? They said you trying to cash a fake check. He's like, this is my employer's check. What you talking about?
I feel two ways about that. Well, first of all, I believe if you go into a bank, that means you, one, have an account there, or two, the company has an account there. That's the bank for their company.
Right.
So they should know that this is not a fake check. This belongs to that.
And
or they should know me.
And if you cash in a check, you have to have
ID.
Forms of identification. Yeah. And for this particular bank, you had to have a fingerprint.
Okay. So you had everything you needed. I had everything I needed, and you still called the police because the amount of the check. I guess I'm supposed to make $35.
Because the amount of the check wasn't but $1,000.
It was still $1,000 for a black man.
I know. See, that's why they called the police.
Yeah,
she was a little white woman. He was a black man.
Yeah,
because I know a whole lot of black men that make over $1,000 on one check.
That's not a lot of money.
No, it's not.
It doesn't make any sense for that to be or cause suspicion.
If you make less than $1,000, you can't afford to live nowhere.
Not in America.
That's less than $1,000 on one check. You can't afford to live nowhere.
Now, was the check handwritten? Like, was it crumpled up and had like coffee spills and stains all over it? Like, I would need more than just the amount and the I guess the person. If they didn't have ID, then maybe I would question something like that. But other than that, your job is to cash a check. And if it comes back fraudulent, then you've seen his ID, so you know who he says he is.
You got his fingerprint.
Yes. So you have what you need to go after him if he's cashing a bogus check. So to do your detective work while he's in line trying to cash his check is utterly ridiculous to me.
This man went to cash a check and ended up in handcuffs, and all he did, the police were the ones to finally get his employer on the line, and his employer was like, yes, he works for us. That is his check. As an employer, I would be pissed.
Yes, I would definitely put a statement out there, and then also a lawsuit out there for discriminating against my employees. That's not your job.
My employee should not have to struggle to get his money cash.
Right.
I would be pissed.
Yep. So clearly the bank is not an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, but no, they say that we just had some fraudulent checks come through, so they were just doing their job.
No,
we do apologize.
No, I would need more than that. It would have to be some fraudulent checks from this location.
I say fraudulent checks from the location, from the employer, and from the person. I can see if he had come in and done fraudulent checks before.
Yeah.
Then
and so
maybe.
you on file. We got an alert about you. Like when you used to go to remember the grocery stores used to cash check. I think they still do cash checks. Mm-hmm. And when you bounce the check or something like that,
they got your name.
They got a photocopy of your ID.
right on the little pegboard.
On the glass.
Good God. Dang,
So
that's
they
embarrassing.
definitely looking out for you, and they busting you out to everybody else. Now we know you passing fake checks or something like that. This is utterly ridiculous.
Well, I know Bank Midwest, and yeah, I'm calling them out. In Atlanta, they lost a lawsuit to the Black Women of Atlanta. I believe that was the name of the organization, because what they were doing was, if you write a check, excuse me, if you write a check and you say, I'll write 10 checks, 9 of them are for $10 and 1 of them is for $100. They all come in at the same time. The bank is supposed to, and I'll say I got just $1,000 in there. The bank is supposed to cash all the smaller checks first. They're supposed to run those first, then the big check, as long as they all come in at the same time. Mm-hmm. That way, only 1 check bounces. But what they were doing was cashing the big check first, causing the account to either defund or go into overdraft.
Yeah.
And then cash all the
9,
little ones.
Yeah.
So now you got 9 overdraft fees versus just 1. And so they sued and they won. When I was down there, I had Bank Midwest when I was here in Missouri, and I specifically got it because I knew I was moving to Georgia, and Georgia had a Bank Midwest. And I wanted to have that same account.
Right, so
that way my mama, if she needed to do anything,
like
if somebody needed to give me some money, it was the first time I was on my own, they could easily put it in my account because my mom had Bank Midwest, and so did my aunt. So it wasn't a big deal. Well, they what they did when I got my first check from the company I was working for down there, they would put a hold on my check. And they didn't tell me. They were putting a hold on my check for like 2 weeks. I would get my check and then I would write my bills out.
Right.
And all my bills would come in and bounce. And I'm like, wait a minute, why are my checks bouncing? And it happened for like 3 or 4 months in a row.
You didn't know what was going on?
I couldn't tell what was going on. They weren't giving me statements about what was going on. And whenever I would ask if I had money, they were like, yeah, you got money. So they weren't telling me why. And I'm like, why are my checks bouncing? It was always some excuse, some stupid excuse. So finally I went in.
Now, when your check bounces, you usually have like a bounce check fee.
Right. I was getting hit with fees.
And you were having to pay those fees?
Yes. And I was having to pay those fees until finally at like 3 months had gone by. And I was like, okay, I'm done talking to people over the phone. I'm done talking to tellers. I demanded to talk to a manager. And he told me what was happening. Oh, they put a hold on your check for 2 weeks. I'm like, wait a minute. I get paid every 2 weeks. He said, well, yeah. I'm like, so you put a hold on my check for 2 weeks? And he said, well, yeah. I'm like, why? Because the teller has the right to put a hold on anybody's check if the account is less than 6 months old. And my account at the time was less than 6 months old. And I'm like, so for 6 months, I get paid and you just hold my money there? And he was like, yeah, and that's legal? And I'm like, and it's nothing I can do about it. No, we have the right to do that. That's in our policies. So I just took my money and went to another bank. That's all I could do was take my money and go to another bank. But after that, shortly after that, the Black Women of Atlanta sued. And I didn't know about the lawsuit, because had I known, I'd have been in that bad boy. Because it was like a ton of bounce check fees that I just had to pay. So any money that I had left over, I was giving away to the bank because of what they were doing.
That's one of the reasons, not because that particular reason, but because of activity like that. I stopped, dealing with U.S. Bank. I stopped dealing with Bank of America because they also did shady stuff, in my opinion.
Very shady.
Similar to that, where you always had some type of fee, or they would make sure they wouldn't, like, you had a deposit that's pending. But they would make sure they cashed all the outstanding checks first so that your account can overdraft, and then they put it in the deposit. Like, the money is there, but they wouldn't allow it to actually
hit
post
the account.
Mm-hmm. And they were in charge of that. And like, that's bullcrap. And so if I can help it, I'm never dealing with U.S. Bank or Bank of America again.
I have not used Bank of America since, and I never will. They can go out of business. I'd be so happy.
I don't give a damn.
But so if the check casher wasn't bad enough, this young man is a wrestler for his high school. Mm-hmm. He goes on the court to wrestle, and he got dreads, and the ref tells him he got to cut his hair or forfeit the game. And they literally cut this young man's hair on the court.
I saw the video.
16
I
years
saw
old.
the video. I saw how distraught he was, and it angered me because it doesn't make any sense.
It angered me because the school didn't do nothing about it.
Not even just the school, because like I think it may have been a situation where you're at an away game, so like you're probably there with just the players and the coaches. And so the audience members may not have known who he was or what was going on.
Okay, so where were the parents?
A lot of times when it's an away game,
No. I'm talking about any parent in that gym, because
they may not know what's going on. That's what I'm saying. They may not know.
When they was cutting his hair, they knew what was going on.
But they didn't know the story or why that he was being forced to do it. That's my thought process.
The way they commentate these games, ref is calling this, the ref is calling that.
This is before the game, though. I mean, before the match.
No, it was before that match,
It
was in the middle of their tournament.
I can't see them announcing that. We're gonna take a pause for the calls because this player can't play until he cuts his dread. It's all wrong. It's definitely all wrong. But I'm saying this is the only way I can justify people not going out there and calling it wrong, or if anything, the coaches should have been like, hell no, like we're not going to do this, we're going to fight this.
And if the other team's coach should have said, if you make him forfeit, we gonna forfeit too. Nobody wins.
But clearly, this is America, and we've seen,
and that's the problem.
We've seen the true face. Even though we've been knowing and we've been trying to give America this kind of makeover, they've been showing us this is who we are. We don't give a damn about y'all. And this is who we're going to continue to be, especially with 45 in office.
Well, I hope that kid's parents sue the school, sue the county, sue the everybody.
I heard that
just sue everybody.
That particular referee who allegedly has he's done some racist type things before. I heard that he's been banned from officiating over that particular school district.
That's not enough.
It's not enough. He should be
That's not
fired.
enough for the humiliation of my child. Firing him is not enough for the humiliation of my child.
Firing is the bare minimum, and that's not what they said. They said
he
been
got
banned.
To go. The coaches got to go.
Yeah.
On both teams because they allowed it to happen.
Well, we don't know if the other coach knew about it. That's speculation. We don't know.
Okay. The coach,
I'm sure his coach knew about it. So I give you that. His coach,
whoever was sitting there with the scissors, knew about it.
Yep.
They got to go.
And
humiliated my child.
I wouldn't have done it. I don't give a damn. Fuck
You'd
this
have had
school,
to fire me.
Fuck
everything.
this district. Excuse my language, but no. And even though we do understand that hair can grow back, but if it's not in the rule book, and this is one clearly because they have been having a good season. So clearly, it hasn't been a problem up until now, but this one particular referee has an issue with it. So I'm like, you show me where it's documented where my hair is a problem.
But hair can grow back. Hair can grow back, but that's not the point.
I know it's not the point. I'm saying
people have hair. Some people wear dreads for religious reasons.
Yeah, I totally understand that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not going to kill anybody because I know that hair can grow back. That doesn't make it right. Nope. Because I don't show me in the rule books where my hair and my attire is against the rules. Everybody and not fired. Just your particular preference as a referee. That makes absolutely no sense to me.
Everybody fired and everybody sued. I've got a lawsuit against everybody, not my child. And if I knew the child, I'm telling you, if the little boy came back to school and I was with his mama, or even I was near the school and saw it, I'd have been right up there egging her on. Hey, you need to sue.
Right. I agree.
You need to sue everybody.
I agree, because it's not right. That what I'm saying is
beyond not right.
But see, I also don't know what's where did this rule come from? What made this referee? But for the referee and the coach to go along and say this is what it is, and you can either wrestle or forfeit because of your hair, it has to be documented somewhere for the coach. In my mind, for the coach to go along with it. Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense, because you're getting yourself in trouble because you know the implications of this as a coach. You're supposed to be taking care of and looking after these kids who are in your care.
It may have been a rule, because I remember hearing one student say, yeah, he does it all the time and he just has to tie his hair up or something like that. Nope,
okay.
Fired.
Why couldn't he tie his hair up this time?
Fired.
No, I'm not saying no to that because he should, like I said, bare minimum, he should be fired.
I guess thinking as
I got dreads. If I went to
child.
work and my job told me I had to cut my hair for whatever reason, I just go somewhere else that will accept me for me.
I think the thing is that you're an adult.
Yeah.
You can make that decision.
I can.
You understand the ramifications. You can look at it from every situation.
Yep.
This is a 16-year-old child who can only look at it through a 16-year-old lens. And that lens is clouded with puberty. And let us all go back to 16.
And then also doing what you feel the adults would tell you to do.
But it's not even that. It's just you're looking at through that 16-year-old lens, and puberty hazes out. There's a reason they say you're not grown until you're 25. Your mind just can't think that way.
The thing is that the situation should have never been even brought to the 16-year-old.
Right. It should have never.
It should have stopped with the coach.
There you go. Right there.
I agree with you. So his mindset, puberty, all that shouldn't even have to come into play. It should have stopped with the coach. But the coach, somebody brought it to him, and so he had to make a decision, and he chose the team.
He chose his team.
He won the match.
And his teammates was proud. Yeah, but did you see him walk off the court?
I did. He didn't want to be there. And that's going to affect him.
That will affect him for the rest of his life. It will not only, it's going to affect how he deals with people. It'll affect how he deals with white people. It'll affect what he does on a job. These things, actions have consequences.
Yep.
And the consequence could get really, really bad. I mean, think about it. It could get really bad. Those black kids who are introduced to a cop in a negative way always have a negative reaction to cops when they see them for life. That's just throughout
all
life.
They can go off of is their experience.
Yeah. So this experience for him is not getting ready to be a good one, and he will carry it throughout the rest of his life. Hopefully he's got strong people around him who can teach him how to not necessarily suppress that, but teach him how to look out for that and where to gear that anger and all that too, versus gearing it to everybody, because everybody is not like that.
Right. But I would feel that way considering everybody in that audience just watched it happen.
Just watched it happen.
Like I said, even they may not have even known what was going on. But I would feel that way. I would feel that way. Like you guys just watched me, and he looked like he had tears in his eyes as they were chopping off his hair. Him. It's ridiculous.
But this is, like you said, this is where we live in. And the idiot running the country is where it is all spewing from. And it's not necessarily that there are people out here who feel this way and want these things to happen, but they've been put at bay.
They've been suppressed.
And he just said, he just opened the gates and said, come on through. And now they walking through, and somebody gonna get hurt. That's all I can say is somebody's gonna something's gonna happen, and somebody's gonna get severely hurt.
But the sad part is people are already getting hurt because they're being attacked nonstop by these people who are supporting the president.
That's my point. I'm not talking about the people who've been getting hurt. Something's gonna flip.
Oh, okay.
And people of color are not gonna take this for too long. They're not. You gonna say the wrong thing to the wrong,
and I'm actually waiting on it. I'm waiting on that flip.
There's a lot of black people that didn't vote because of Hillary Clinton's super predators comment.
Mm-hmm.
What happened if those so-called super predators show their super predator head? What happens when that starts up? Because we're not talking about people who don't have guns. I know a lot of people who don't need guns that got guns. I think every black person knows somebody who don't need a gun, got a gun.
Right.
And legal or not, they got them. What difference does it make? You got to stop. You got to start treating people how you want to be treated. Ain't that what the Bible say?
I don't know if it says that exactly, but
ain't that the
that's
gist
the
gist? I know it don't say that exactly.
We're going to say that's the gist.
That's the gist of it. You better start.
I feel like it was was that Johnny Gill? Treat them like they want.
No, I think that was Al B. Shore.
No,
it wasn't Johnny Gill for sure.
We sound old.
Yeah, we do. But point is, you can't. You got to start treating people with respect, because if you disrespect the wrong person, You know, black people done died because somebody done stepped on shoes. So if you disrespect the wrong person, you're going to be 6 feet under. And that's not me. That ain't a threat. That's just me telling you the way it is. We know what areas not to go into. We know what to do, what not to do, who to say I'm sorry to, who to not even make eye contact with. Y'all don't know that, and y'all seem to think y'all big and bad right now. And you gonna mess with the wrong person, and some stuff gonna happen. And I'm gonna be sitting there going, I told them, but they don't listen to my show.
Father MC. You heard it?
Oh,
I think that's Father MC.
Oh, it was a rap. It sure was.
Yeah, you should treat them right.
Yeah, you should treat them right.
Treat them like they want to be treated.
We moving on to the end.
Right on.
Because that's all I had to say.
I was trying to be your outro music.
My outro music. Well, you be my outro music. Good night, all. Peace out.
Don't try to say peace.
That's your line?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't say what he do in peace. Got to remember that. Mental picture.
Try it again.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.